Jesus said, I've come for my sheep who was lost, and nobody is more lost than the black man. He will go to any religion, any system, any cesspool, anything that will redeem him from the hole that he has inside of himself, his low self-esteem, his low position in life. And it's no wonder that the Arab religion hunted down the black man like they did in 7th century when they forced the Africans to become Muslims by the threat of the sword. And it's no wonder that the black man is in a position where he was in the 7th century, but on a different level. The Muslims are more than aware that the black man is lost. And as a pimp that exploits a prostitute, they exploit the situation of the black race. There's nothing worse when you see beautiful black men, strong black men, who have turned towards Islam, not knowing that Islam not only oppressed black people, but still have black slaves today in Darfur. Muslims do not like black people. The religion of Islam is anti-black, but because black people don't read, we sell our souls to Satan, not realizing we're setting ourselves up. I want to show you pictures first of black celebrities who are Muslims, dead, and those who are alive. Unfortunately, those who are no longer with us died as Muslims. I don't think they will see the fruit of the resurrection, because there's definitely no salvation inside Islam. It's a death cult. I don't think a paedophile leader like Muhammad can promise you eternal life. Anyway, I'll also post you a video evidence of Islamic history and how they brutalize black people, how they hate black people, and how they are a racist system. But black people still, for some unknown reason, call it the black man's religion. If you look at the historical sources, you will see, according to the hadiths, that Muhammad was a white man. Research it and come back and call me a liar, and I will show you source. You better do your research and don't come on and talking nonsense. You better do your research. The hadiths actually states that Muhammad's thighs were white. Yet black people call Islam a black man's religion. If you knew how the Bukhari's and the Hadiths describe the black man, you would not be a Muslim. But because the system, what black people perceive to be racist, they want to hurt white people. So what do? They sell their soul to Satan by becoming a Muslim. It's a shocking state we're in. Beautiful black men losing their souls for Islam.
Anybody would treat a human being like that. I don't know why many Saudi Arabians are treating Africans like this and getting away with it. As you know, this is not peculiar to Kenyans. Ethiopians are treated the same way. I've talked about this in the past. In fact, there are several pictures of Ethiopians killed in Saudi Arabia, men and women. But how come this is still happening after they deported thousands of immigrants from Saudi Arabia? How come they are still treating people like this? I found out that Saudi Arabia's sponsorship system known as kafala ties employment visas to employers, indirectly turning voluntary servitude to slavery. They do this to Asians as well. They would arrange a resident permit by recruiting agencies that match the worker to the household, and then they would charge both parties a recruitment fee. So now the workers will become indebted to the agencies. A typical work day for domestic workers in Saudi Arabia is between 15 to 18 hours in a day. Imagine somebody working straight for 18 hours in a day out of 24 hours, and they pay them about $5 to $7 per day. And guess what? Some of these employers would refuse to pay the employees for a long time. In fact, sometimes for years they may not pay their employees. They would say, we're giving you food, we're giving you a place to sleep, even if it's outside. They would say, what do you need the money for? So many employers have actually killed their employees if they keep asking for their money. There are no off days, no rest hours, there is no vacation, no nothing. As you know, slavery was officially abolished in Saudi Arabia in 1960. At that time though, there were about 300,000 slaves still in Saudi Arabia. Even though it was abolished on paper, hey, the practice continued unofficially. First of all, when will our people in Africa learn that the grass is not necessarily greener on the other side and that not all the glitter is gold? I mean, we've been hearing stories like this for a long time, long time, yet there are people who are still bent on taking their chances. As bad as it was for Joyce, she's actually very lucky. Very lucky, because several women were not able to escape for years. I've read stories of women who escaped after 2 years, after 4 years, and some were actually killed by their owners. Some men are treated the same way. In fact, 2 years ago, a Saudi man was advertising a male slave on Facebook, and he stated that they've castrated the man, rendering him impotent. This is the English version of what he said. So this is the thing. If you're not going to Saudi for tourism or for pilgrimage or to take up a professional job, please be careful. Please and please be careful. Again, I wish that African leaders would just develop our countries so that our people would not continue to suffer in the hands of such people in the name of searching for better life. And lastly, if you know someone or someone who knows someone who's desperate to get out of his or her country without knowing anything about where they're going, and please warn them to be familiar with where they're going. At least be able to speak the language of where you're going. Don't go anywhere because you got a contract from anyone. Really, Saudi Arabia, for how long would you treat Africans like this? And you know, I can't help but remember that hashtag that was started by Ethiopians when so many of them were being deported from Saudi Arabia. They had this hashtag called "Someone Tell Saudi Arabia." Someone tell Saudi Arabia that you cannot continue to treat human beings like this. Someone tell Saudi Arabia that just because the color of our skin is different from yours doesn't mean you're better in any way. Someone tell Saudi Arabia that the world is watching. We know what is going on. Someone tell Saudi Arabia that enough is enough. Someone tell Saudi Arabia that this will not go on for long. Someday Africa will take its rightful place among the rising continents. Someone tell Saudi Arabia. Guess what? I'm just kidding around.
ما زالوا يدعون بالعبيد في عصر تهاوت فيه أكبر الصروح شموخا في العالم. معاناة كبيرة وصور كثيرة من صور اضطهاد الإنسان لأخيه الإنسان واستخدام واستعماله كما تستعمل الآلة الصماء. وكان لا يحق لهم امتلاك الأراضي بل يعملون عادة لدى الإقطاعيين. هؤلاء يشكلون نسبة كبيرة في المجتمع العراقي ويتواجد أغلبهم في البصرة جنوبي العراق.
كان الأسود وما يزال يعامل معاملة إقصاء وتهميش من الناحية الاجتماعية ومن الناحية السياسية. فكان الأسود وما يزال ينظر له نظرة العبد ونظرة الدونية التي أورثها موروثها من السابق ولغاية الآن. فينظر إلى الإنسان الأسود أنه أقل قيمة وأقل أهمية، وكأنه حملا متروكا لا أحد يعيره أي اهتمام. حتى السياسيين، حتى الكتاب، حتى الباحثين لم يعطوا الإنسان وقضايا الإنسان الأسود أي أهمية.
يعني أكو يعني عبد أسود، ذاك احترام ماكو، تقدير ماكو، وترجع أكثر شيء على من؟ على العوائل الكبار نفسها. مثل الحين هالجهال يركض وراك أسود وما أدري شنو، هالسوالف هذه مو حلوة يعني هذه صراحة.
التسميات اللي عادة تطلق تجاهكم من البيض
دائما عبيد
بعد،
يعني أكثر الحكاية الماشية وأنا بالقرى السايق، كل ما شوية صار حكي بيني وبينهم، رأسا قال ها امشي أنت كلك عبد. بس يا أخي احنا كلنا عبيد الله، لكن ماكو عنده غير كلمة عبد، امشي أنت لنا شنو. يعني مثل أبسط شيء، أمس أنا بقراج بغداد، أمس جيت من بغداد والسرى إلي يقول لي هم أسود وهم خابص روحه. زين يا أسود وخابص روحه زين شلون بالله؟ قول لي ربكم ابيض انا ربي اسمر. يعني بد مصطلحات ما شلونها والله العظيم تعجب يعني. صدق.
Garbage collectors in the capital Sana'a in green uniforms, distinguished by their dark skin. They are the untouchables of Yemen. They are known as the Akhdam, an Arabic name for servants. They prefer to be called the marginalized ones, a caste languishing at Yemen's lowest social order. This is where they live, in slums on the edge of the city. This is where 6 families live together in the complete absence of basic living conditions. There's a growing sense among these people that there's nothing they can do to change the pervasive culture of prejudice and discrimination. Ali Mahdi shows the dark and poorly furnished room where he lives with his wife and children. In the rainy seasons, it floods, and during the horrid heat, life becomes impossible.
My message to the world is please help us. We are all sick because of the filth and dirt and the severe poverty. This is not a decent life. We are Muslims like all Yemenis. We deserve a better life than this.
Nu'man is an activist. He has been fighting for years to improve the rights of his own people. Inspired by the American civil rights leader Martin Luther King, he is urging skeptics to show patience in the fight against stigma.
The only way to eliminate the stereotypes is to take action. The Akhdam have to understand that it is they who have to fight for their rights. We are Yemenis. The Constitution gives us the right to own a house and to go to school. However, rights are never granted. One must fight for them.
قول العلم يا كلب قول. قول العلم يا كلب قول. تعال انت تعال اقرب شيء يا كلب اقرب. قول العلم قول العلم قول يا موسخ يا دواغي يا كلب. صبي يا كلب صبي تويا. الله اكبر.
You know, it often amazes me when I see black people converting to Islam. Muhammad was the biggest racist of all and had quite a few things to say against black people, like this. Okay, Isha, 243. I heard the apostle say, whoever wants to see Satan should look at Natal. He was a black man with long flowing hair, inflamed eyes, and dark ruddy cheeks. Allah sent down concerning him to those who annoy the prophet, there is a painful doom. Sounds pretty racist to me. If one wants to see the face of Satan, look at the face of the black man. And over in Hadith, volume 9, 162, 163, Muhammad warned that the dreams of black women meant disease was forthcoming. And over in Surah 961, Gabriel came to Muhammad and said, if a black man comes to you, his heart is more gross than a donkey's. Now mind you, this is not the same Gabriel as the Bible. It's a false angel. Okay, in Bukhari, the prophet said, let the Negro slave of dinar perish, and if he is pierced with a thorn, let him not find anyone to take it out for him. If he, the black slave, asks for anything, it shall not be granted. And if he needs intercessions to get into paradise, his intercessions will be denied. Sounds to me like Muhammad, who was light-skinned by the way, thought of himself as much more superior than the black people, including his black slaves. Sounds pretty racist to me. Sahih Muslim 35777, Jari reported, I said to Abu Tafal, did you see Allah's messenger, may peace be upon him? He said, yes. He had a white, handsome face. So the description of Muhammad was of a white man. Okay, Bukhari, volume 9, book 89, number 256. The apostle said, you should listen to and obey your ruler, even if he was an Ethiopian, black slave, whose head looks like a raisin. He just called him a raisin. And in Sahih Muslim volume 9, pages 46 and 47, Muhammad is quoted as saying that blacks are pug-nosed slaves. And here are some physical attributes of the 72 virgins that are promised in paradise. Wide and beautiful, lovely eyes, like pearls, hairless except the eyes, brows, and the head, beautiful, 60 cubits, 27.5 meters tall, 7 cubits, 3.2 meters in width, transparent to the marrow of their bones, eternally young, companions of equal age, and in conclusion, Muhammad was not only a slave owner, but made a lot of racist and disparaging remarks against black people.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Mit Gebeten hat man sie gelockt. Die Araber bringen bereits im 7. Jahrhundert den Islam nach Afrika und mit ihm die Sklaverei. Denn wer kein Moslem werden will, wird als Sklave in die muslimische Welt verschleppt. 17 Millionen Schwarzafrikaner trifft dieses Schicksal. Die Geschichte dieses Menschenhandels ist in Afrika bis heute ein Tabu. Tidiane Ndiaye bricht das Schweigen. Der senegalesische Anthropologe fordert, die Sklaverei der Moslems endlich aufzuarbeiten. In seinem Buch »Der verschleierte Völkermord« beschreibt Ndiaye dieses wenig erforschte Kapitel der Geschichte.
Der muslimische Sklavenhandel war der längste in der Geschichte der Menschheit. Er währte 13 Jahrhunderte und hatte viel mehr Opfer als der Sklavenhandel nach Amerika, der 400 Jahre dauerte. Und das Traurigste daran ist, dass die meisten der Verschleppten unglücklicherweise keine Kinder bekommen konnten, weil sie kastriert wurden.
In die arabische Welt, in die Türkei, nach Persien und nach Indien werden die Schwarzafrikaner verschifft. Oder sie werden durch die Sahara nach Nordafrika getrieben. Viele sterben schon bei den Überfällen auf die Dörfer, viele an den Strapazen des Transports. Wer auf den Sklavenmärkten ankommt, wird kastriert. Laut Ndiaye überlebt nur einer von 5 diese gefährliche Operation. Die grausame Prozedur trifft alle, die Männer, die auf Plantagen oder im Bergbau schuften, ebenso wie die, die im Haushalt arbeiten oder die Harems bewachen. Diese Eunuchen findet man noch Anfang des 20. Jahrhunderts.
Die Araber und die Nordafrikaner waren Rassisten. Sie verachteten die Schwarzen. Deshalb wollten sie nicht, dass sie in ihren Ländern Kinder zeugten. Das erklärt, warum es dort heute keine starke schwarze Diaspora gibt wie in den USA, die eine Aufarbeitung dieser Geschichte fordert und eine Wiedergutmachung.
An die Sklaverei der Europäer wird auf der senegalesischen Insel Gorée erinnert. Hier wurden Tausende eingepfercht und nach Amerika verschifft. Solche Erinnerungsorte forderten Ndiaye auch für den brutalen Menschenhandel der Moslems. Der ist für ihn ein Völkermord, denn ein Volk von Kastrierten kann keine Nachkommen zeugen und stirbt zwangsläufig aus. Die Versklavung geschah übrigens im Namen Allahs.
Der Koran hat die Sklaverei niemals unterbunden. Im Gegenteil, es gibt viele Stellen im Koran, die die Versklavung von Nichtmuslimen empfehlen. Und im Gegensatz zur Ächtung der Sklaverei im Europa der Aufklärung gab es nie auch nur einen arabischen Intellektuellen, der sich je für die Sache der Schwarzen eingesetzt hat.
Im Sudan rufen die Araber schon im 7. Jahrhundert den Dschihad, den heiligen Krieg gegen die Schwarzen, aus. Noch heute werden hier Tausende von ihren eigenen Landsleuten versklavt. Viele Afrikaner beten in Moscheen, obwohl ihre Vorfahren im Namen des Islam geknechtet wurden. Über Jahrhunderte wurden afrikanische Könige gezwungen, sich dem Islam zu unterwerfen und noch dazu Sklaven als Schutzgeld auszuliefern.
Durch die Islamisierung wurden die afrikanischen Könige zu Mittätern. Wer sich dem Islam unterwarf, konnte der Versklavung theoretisch entgehen. Wer kein Moslem werden wollte, sollte gezielt gejagt werden. Das war der Grund für die Kollaboration und das entfachte viele Kriege zwischen den afrikanischen Völkern.
Die Europäer schauen bis ins frühe 20. Jahrhundert zu. Obwohl sie den Menschenhandel längst verboten haben, dulden ihn die Kolonialarmeen vor Ort. Ein Zentrum des schmutzigen Geschäfts ist die ostafrikanische Insel Sansibar. Hier landen die Menschen nach dem Verbot der Sklaverei in unterirdischen Verliesen. Den berüchtigten Tipu-Tip macht der Menschenhandel zum zweitreichsten Mann Sansibars. Noch nach 1920 schuften Sklaven auf den Plantagen der Insel. 13 Jahrhunderte Sklaverei aufarbeiten, dafür gibt es offenbar weder in Afrika noch in der islamischen Welt Bereitschaft.
Es gibt eine Solidarität zwischen den Afrikanern und den Arabern wegen der gemeinsamen Religion, dem Islam. Man zieht es vor, über diese schmerzhafte Geschichte nicht zu sprechen. Man richtet die Aufmerksamkeit lieber auf die Schuldigen, die alle schon kennen, die Europäer und die Amerikaner.
Tidiane Ndiaye will das nicht hinnehmen. Weder als Intellektueller noch als Enkel eines senegalesischen Königs. Und auch nicht als Moslem.